on this.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to call the Marion Township Board of Supervisors meeting for Thursday, January 29th to order. Our first item, as always, is the Pledge of Allegiance. I'd like to ask everyone to please rise. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Okay. Meetings are being recorded for audio and video. We ask that you please silence your cell phones so we don't disturb the flow of the meeting. I need to do that myself. Okay. Anyone wishing to address the board can do so by coming up towards the microphone so we can clearly hear your comment, as well as your name and your address for the record. We also ask that you sign in on the sheet. So at this time, I'll open up the floor for public comments. The first person that is signed in is Loretta.
Yep. Hi, Loretta Boucher, 127 Main Street. I'm really here to say I think you guys did a wonderful job plowing this year. It was really great. But people were confused. People were telling people on the south side, got to move your cars or you're not going to. People were just confused what to do.
It's going to take a little bit to get into that.
For sure. Yeah. But everyone, I think.
Most people on both sides move their cars.
Yeah. And isn't that even better? I think, so. But I think that was a great job, and I've heard lots of comments. There were
a lot of help this snowstorm with a lot of part-timers. They worked a lot of hours, and if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have got it done.
So it was great. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. It's very nice to have a positive public comment.
Yeah.
Beverly.
Beverly Blossman, 44 Water Street, Strasburg. I'm speaking on regards to being the president of the billing committee. At our meeting, we discussed and had two names brought up to take the opening spot for Susan. The first name is Terry Williams, and the next name is Dave Sonnen. The committee spoke with both of them, and we feel both men are good candidates for the opening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do they need to hand in any type of a resume or anything for you guys?
I don't think so. I know.
But they have to meet with you guys then?
Yeah, I think that they should definitely meet with us and talk to us. We can get them at the next maybe workshop meeting or something. That would be ideal. Okay. Do you have phone numbers?
I do.
Okay. Can you make sure Lisa gets those at some point? Okay. Thank you. Okay. Any other public comments? Seeing none, we'll move into the rest of the meeting. Next is the approval of the minutes. Lisa was able to complete 5 sets of minutes. So I'm going to make a motion to approve the November 15th workshop meeting.
Second that.
Motion made by Peter, second by Denny. Roll call, Peter.
Aye.
Denny.
Aye.
Jesse.
Aye.
He is here in spirit. November 18th SMP meeting, this septic education meeting. I'll make a motion to approve that.
Second it.
Motion made by Peter, second by Denny. Roll call, Peter.
Aye.
Denny.
Aye.
Jesse.
Aye.
That'll never get old. Next is the Board of Supervisors meeting minutes for November 20th, 2025. I'll make a motion to approve.
I second that.
Motion made by Peter, second by Denny. Roll call, Peter.
Aye.
Jesse.
Aye.
Aye.
I know, I got it all.
Mixing it up.
I know. I messed it up there.
But he was ready.
Yeah. Oh, he's on Teams. He just got back from a trip to Buffalo. Okay. Next is the December 13th workshop meeting. I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Motion made by Peter, second by Denny. Roll call, Peter.
Aye.
Denny.
Aye.
Jesse.
Aye.
Okay. Next, December 18th Board of Supervisor meeting. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second that.
Motion made by Peter, second by Denny. Roll call, Peter.
Aye.
Denny.
Aye.
Jesse.
Aye.
Okay. We have some in progress minutes that we'll be hopefully looking at next month.
Yep.
January 5th reorg meeting, January 14th IPMC meeting, and January 22nd workshop meeting. And of course, tonight's meeting. As always, obligatory announcement. It's not a great time to do it right this second, but if you haven't had your system pumped out and inspected, please do so once the weather turns. We will need to have that done. Otherwise, there will be enforcement letters going out. So we've been very lenient with the timeframes on that, but the time has come. Okay, in terms of reports, I don't actually see a sanitary sewer report in front of me, so I'm going to skip that. The Act 537, I believe there's really not anything new on that. We're still waiting on a response from the plans that were submitted to the Wilmersdorf Sewer Authority. We have that intermunicipal agreement between Wilmersdorf, Robizonia, and ourselves, I believe, as it pertains to that. I don't think there's any news on that, Colin.
No.
No. I didn't see anything. I was just curious.
Yeah.
And we had talked to Hydroterra last Thursday for the workshop meeting about setting up a meeting with people like State Representative Eric Weekneck to try to help push along the need for grants, especially somebody who's local and understands this sort of stuff now. Being in that position might be useful. So I would say, just to make it formal, I'll make a motion authorizing Lisa to work with Hydroterra on setting up some sort of appointment to meet with State Representative Eric Weekneck for his availability.
I'll second that.
Motion made by Peter, second by Denny. Roll call, Peter.
Aye.
Denny.
Aye.
Jesse.
Aye.
Here is the sewer report that was given
Oh.
at the workshop meeting, so.
I don't have that in front of me.
And then, I think, if I remember correctly from last Thursday's meeting, Kimberly said that you guys have to approve the milestones.
Yes, yeah, so that,
Did we get them?
they were in the packet on Thursday.
Okay.
I don't have my bag here with me, so I'm pulling out of there, but there was,
This might be it.
that is it.
Okay.
There was no issues that I had from looking at that. Jesse, did you get a chance to look at that? It was the one thing in the packet that it was the sewer design update. I think it was the second page.
I looked at it. As long as Hydroterra is comfortable with everything and financially we're comfortable with it, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Yeah, this would put that out to 2028 for construction on that. I think it's a fair revision on that, and everything, as always, is contingent upon grants. And the next stage of things for us would be preparing design.
Yeah, I'll work with,
Yeah, this is the
Hydroterra.
this is the original milestones, by the way. This is the
Okay.
ones.
That's not the new one.
No, the new ones actually I think went out to 2030, if I'm remembering correctly. Again, I didn't have any concerns with that. Everything was spaced out appropriately, and again, we're gonna have an interesting situation in front of us if we can't get the kind of grants that we need during that phase of things.
Yeah.
That's what I have.
Okay, yeah, like I said, I have it on my desk at home. I just
Yeah.
forgot to bring it. So I will make a motion to approve the revised milestones per Hydroterra's recommendations around the Act 537 plan.
we'll
And I'll
second that.
it.
You guys can fight to the death over it.
I'll give it to Jesse.
Jesse gets it.
Motion made by Peter, second by Jesse. Roll call, Peter.
Aye.
Jesse.
Aye.
Aye.
Next is, we have to make a slight, I'll say, update to how we appointed the SEOs during the reorg meeting. We need to name names rather than just the organizations in which they will be working for. So I'll make a motion to appoint or update the appointment for the primary SEO to Jeremy Bentz from JB Environmental Services, and the alternate SEOs as the following from Hydroterra: Joseph Borgioni, Kimberly DeRosa, Kristen Baldaz, and Joseph Baldaz.
I'll second it. I'll second it.
Thank you.
Motion made by
I was
Peter.
just waiting to see if Dennis was paying attention.
Thank you, Jesse.
You're welcome.
Get you back for that one.
Motion was made by Peter, second by Jesse. Roll call, Peter.
Aye.
Jesse.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. I'll keep the treasurer's report brief. We're mostly just paying bills at this point because we don't have income until income tax, or not income tax, property tax collection. But cumulatively across all of our accounts, we have a little over $1 million. It's $1,089,803.25. And we have within the checking account 211,000, and in the primary money market we have 102,211. And the other money market actually is not on this particular report, but nothing out of sorts. All clear there. So I'll make a motion to approve the payment of bills for January 2026.
I'll second that.
Motion made by Peter, second by Denny. Roll call, Peter.
Aye.
Jesse.
I,
Aye.
John, do you want to give anything for the EMC report, or you want me to just give some bullet points? It's up to you.
2 or 3 things.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
One of which, it's the cots that we talked about last week were purchased, what got to the firehouse. $100 under budget.
Always
The
good.
microwave was donated by Martin's Appliance to the fire company. Then there's one training class I have scheduled coming April. It's a rail car incident response class, and if anybody's wondering why we don't have a train that runs through Marion, we were well within, basically from 422 south of Marion Township is all within the hazard zone for the railroad. So I got a grant through University of Findlay in Ohio to host the class. We're gonna host it at Richland Fire Company between Newmanstown, Richland, and Marion. The only thing I'd be looking for on that, I'm asking each of the townships out of the EMA budgets for $100 to cover pizza and stuff like that for up to 40 students.
Okay, yeah,
So
put
all
a,
covered on it.
let's say cover that with a letter to Lisa as a formal request, and then we'll approve it at the next meeting.
Then I'm sure the fire chief's gonna have a good report, but there was more people staged at that firehouse than I've seen in most of the departments. And I still want to put out I want a competition with the firehouses during a disaster on what they're cooking. Because the stuff that they had, I'm gonna go hang out there next disaster.
Based on what you said, I'm gonna yeah.
Oh, it's,
Yeah.
yeah, and that house was full. It's snowmobiles, tractors, they were set. So thank you, fire company.
So John, can we send a thank you letter, something brief to Martin's for
Yes,
donating the microwave? Thank you. Okay, fire company, Steve.
So for December, the December report, we had 15 incidents total. Inside Marion Township, there was 1 fire, 2 accidents, 6 tree or pole wires down. And then mutual aid, we had 4 fires, 1 tanker transfer, and 1 medical assist.
Okay.
And then the 2025 summaries, if you want me to go over them all.
Please.
The incident summary for 2025, we had 129 total incidents. In the first 2 area here in Marion Township, that was 82. So 6 structure fires, 1 brush fire, 7 automatic fire alarms or other alarms, 16 accidents, 19 storm related, whether trees or wires, 16 medical calls, 12 were an officer in charge or advisory call, and then 5 miscellaneous. Mutual aid outside of our township was 49 calls. 37 of those were structure fires, 4 were automatic fire alarms or other alarms. There was 1 accident, 1 medical assist, and we did 2 transfers. So our average personnel response per call was 8.4. The highest was 26. Couple extra copies if anyone
Yeah.
interested. Yeah, financial report then for 2025. So there's 2 associations there. So the Marion Fair Company and then the Relief Association. So I have those kind of separated and then added together. So under our income for grants or the relief check, the foreign fire relief check, it was $12,879.17 for the general fund. The Relief Association got $14,886.08, which was $27,765.25. Our fund drive, our mail-in fund drive that we do, that brought in $40,860.50. Our other fundraisers are chicken barbecue, pork barbecue, brought in $12,560. $6,210 of other donations. Membership dues was $109. Yep, $2,731.75 for pool fields. And we interest income of $94.99. So the net income from the general fund was 75,545.41. Relief Association was just that one check, 14,886.08. So our total income was $90,431.49. So under the expenses, the utilities, heating, electric, etc., was $5,790.49. The expenses we put out for fundraising was $4,612.67. Under building maintenance and improvements was $7,998.71. For the truck maintenance and repairs was $11,830.11. Fuel expenses was $2,331.10. Training expenses was $825 out of the general fund and $3,115.10 out of the Relief Association. Total of $3,940.10 on training. Office supplies was $231.89 out of the general fund, $47.43 out of the Relief Association. There was some drinks, refreshments, food, etc. for $656.16. For gear, like firefighting gear and firefighting equipment, we spent $23,359.93 out of the general fund, $3,431.88 out of the Relief Associations. Total of $26,791.81. Communication equipment, radios and pagers was $416.87 out of the general fund, $3,063.18 out of the Relief Association. Total of $34.80.05. We did have a bill we paid for the insurance for $155. So total expenses both combined was $67,865.52. So we came out in the green, $22,565.97.
Fantastic.
For the year. And just a couple other notes I have here. So our income was 31% was grants or the relief check. 52% of it was from the donations in the fund drive, just people in the township simply giving money, which is incredible. Thank you very much. And 14% of that was through our fundraiser, the dinners that we do. Now just those fundraisers, we get about a 63% profit margin, which gives us about a little under $4,000 per fundraiser. So I just want to throw that out there because, you know, we put in a lot of time. We get some money for it. It's more of a community event than anything. Also, just did the math on a new fire engine. You're right up there next to $1 million for a new engine.
Yeah.
So at this savings rate of $22,000 a year, if we could continue to do that, it would
take you
take 44 years to buy a new engine.
Yeah.
So
if I may, Steve.
Sure.
I want to help you as much as possible, and I'm sure the rest of the board does. We need a fire company, and we need a strong fire company in our community. As you've seen, you guys have done a lot this year. I'm not saying you haven't previous years, but this year we've had some incidents. If I may I ask what you have in your savings account, and may I ask how we can help you more? Because I would like to see more support and help you guys out.
Sure. So I do not have this total number. It's right around 250,000 over all of our accounts.
Mhm.
Probably just under 2. Which
Okay.
we're great at a maintenance level. We can buy the equipment, the tools we need, the gear we need. We're self-sufficient in that area. It's when the trucks come time to be updated, I honestly don't know what we're going to do.
What's the end of the useful life on your current trucks? You don't have to answer that question. I'm just curious if that's something maybe we should chase, like if it's 5 years from now, we try to go after a local service grant for getting a fire engine for you.
No, we should.
Okay.
We shouldn't need anything in the next 5 years.
Okay.
But in 5 years, we're probably going to be looking for what we're going to do.
So my other question would be, for Steve, would be, right now you're okay per se for 5 years, how you're doing now, right? But is there anything, a different truck or any different gear you might need to have more capability that you would need? So I know for a fact that the community wants to support that fire company. I want to support that fire company. I just feel like we need to be let in to do that, to help. We want to help. I want to help at least. Maybe I can't speak for the others, but I feel that they do. And you know, the division between church and state, between the fire company and Marion Township, that void, right? I don't want to avoid to be there. I want to work as a team. You guys have worked so hard and you guys have helped so many people. If there's something that we need to do to help you,
Let us know.
I want to know about it, right? And the savings account, thank you for telling me about it, because I didn't realize where you stood financially. And no, that is not going to buy a new fire truck for you if you've needed one tomorrow. And in 5 years, I mean, having that amount in 5 years is a down payment, but it's right, and not a new fire truck, right? So I appreciate you opening up and telling me that, and telling the board that, and the community. And you just let us know how you guys want support. Okay, that's just my 2 cents on it.
I'll echo what Jesse said. I'm immensely grateful to have you guys in the community. You do a fantastic job. You're always very fast on response. So if there's things that we can do to help you thrive and be continuously viable, whether it's now or 5 years from now or whatever, please just let us know.
Yeah, no, I think we're talking, looking ahead, what we're gonna do with the trucks. I mean, obviously, we take money if you have extra.
That's everybody though.
Yeah, sure. Yep. No, that's, as of now, I think everything is working. We'll just keep open communication and look into the future and try to come up with a plan.
Thank you very much, Steve.
So, yeah. Did anybody have any questions from the past year? Yeah, this storm here, John mentioned, we did staff. There was, the most we had at one time was 13 people there. And I think there was probably 2 or 3 others that were in and out. Some of the farmers had to come and go. So thankfully we weren't needed at all, but.
Thank you for being on standby.
Yep.
Yeah.
I heard you
Thank
had
you, Steve.
ribs on the grill?
Yeah, we had ribs. Someone made stromboli. There was all kinds of good food there.
I'm gonna plow my way over to the firehouse then.
Should have been there.
You know, that's one way to get.
Okay, engineer report, anything that you'd like to cover?
No, and I haven't submitted you guys a report, honestly, because we've just been working to get our feet under us a little bit. You will have one going forward. As far as these 2 items, I have received a copy of the revised saldo.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you, I haven't cracked it open yet.
It's lengthy.
And we'll get there. I've honestly been spending time catching up on some of the current projects, which I think come up later on your agenda.
Yep.
So we can talk then, unless you have questions for me.
No, nothing major for me for now.
Peter, did you want to introduce?
Oh, yeah, take a second.
Sorry. For anybody that doesn't know me, my name's Ryan Rode. I'm with Craft Municipal Group. We were appointed engineer. We've been doing building code services here for some time. So we're happy to be involved in the engineering now.
We're happy to have you on board. Anything from Craft? I know we had some excitement.
That was correct. The other side.
The other portion of Craft.
Like when I said, we'll be getting shortly. Month, really open up to you guys. Beyond, he did do snow patrol with the snow events that have happened.
You saying that also never gets old, by the way.
What, snow patrol? Snow patrol, yeah. We did have pretty good success out of the first storm. We posted quite a few houses on really Main Street area. They all did clean up by the next day. We did post some between yesterday and today for anybody that didn't address this snowstorm. I will be going out tomorrow to verify if they cleaned up or not.
Okay.
One thing just in general with snow removal, yes, we are of the understanding that sometimes when these guys go out, they do their plowing, they do a great job. Yes, sometimes it means you got to go back out and shovel a spot a second time, that's okay. We encourage everybody to do that. It's not the township's job to go back out and reshovel your sidewalk if a little bit of snow gets pushed back. We've had some residents reach out and say, well, the township plowed and recovered my sidewalk. Well,
Sorry.
sorry, it's not them trying to do that. Just please go back out and clear the sidewalk.
Okay. Did 4050 get posted? Or-
Yeah, and I
okay.
think we're gonna talk about that on the agenda. so
Okay.
we'll
Well,
talk about
I was just curious. Okay, Carl, anything for you from a roadmaster standpoint?
Snow, and more snow.
Yeah.
We had luckily, the way this event worked out, a lot of our part-timers didn't have to work the next day and were able to help, and they did a great job. We worked on snow removal for probably a good 30 hours straight between all of us.
Yeah.
And then clean up a couple of days afterwards. I think our roads look pretty good. They look better than
Yeah.
my hometown.
Almost sure it's still digging out.
Oh, man. But I saw the community working together on Main Street. It was great. All the neighbors were helping each other out. I'd love to see that. And thank you to all of our part-time help that came in. Our EMA guy called a meeting before the storm, so we could prepare for the storm, which I think was a great idea. I've never had that before. So we had him, maintenance crew, the township was represented, the fire company was represented, the police were here. All just to kind of get our heads around things and kind of brainstorm about what do we need to do. It was great. It was great. And then our department was staffed. There was trucks there for 2 days. There were trucks in the parking lot. And people were ready to go. They had snowmobiles and plow tractor, and it was great. I love it.
I think this was definitely an example case study on how to do things.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
great job all
Luckily,
around.
like you said, there were no calls. That's great. But
You were ready if there were.
they were prepared for a lot of stuff, you know? I mean, if they had to take guys on snowmobiles out to a house to save somebody, they were prepared. I think that's great. The community doesn't even know all that stuff. And
Yeah.
I think that's great. We had several breakdowns. We're working on them. The plow truck is down. We got
That-
parts coming for it
Is that
tomorrow.
the one that blew the brake line or is that the other? one?
Yeah. Yeah, the tractor with the snow blower and the plow on it has a overheating transmission problem. And poor Tony, the grader. I don't know if you saw the grader out there, guys. I know
Oh.
everybody loves that grader.
Everybody loves the grader.
It was out and it was pushing snow like crazy, and Tony was in a cab with no heat because the heaters broke. No windshield wipers because the windshield wiper doesn't work, and a plethora of other things, but it moved some snow. So we have hopefully this storm this weekend either goes out to sea, down south, or up north, which is all the 3 different ways they said it's gonna go.
Yeah. Fingers crossed, no more snow.
So we have time to repair the stuff that we have to.
Excellent. Thank you again, and pass along to everybody that you had help. That it
We
It
couldn't have
worked
done-
really
we
well
could
and it
not have done it
shows.
without the help.
yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
No way. Not an event
And we're
like
good
that.
with salt too.
Good. Okay, Lisa, anything for you from a secretary standpoint?
Nothing really, looking still into the credit card thing, in the newsletter. We just have to get.
Yeah, I gotta finish putting the dates in.
Yeah, did you see Kelly's email?
I did. Yeah.
Okay, so I
Right.
think that's pretty much all, our meeting dates and those
Yeah,
dates. that
that's
she said you
really,
did.
that's it. That's all I gotta
Yeah.
do. I started putting them in, but I have to move stuff around so everything fits again.
Yeah,
The, for next month, we can take the feral cats thing off. I think that's pretty nailed down. We have everything we need in place. If anybody needs to do a trap neuter release, we have 7 adult and 7 kitten traps. Residents can use these traps. There's a $40 refundable deposit. You put $40 here, we give you a trap. You do what you have to do. You bring the trap back. We give you your $40 back. That way, if anything happens to the trap or you decide to keep it, we can always replace the trap. Okay, from a police standpoint, I won't put you in the hot seat. The police and EMS reports here somewhere. And it was not a terribly active month for police, or I should say it was quiet, not necessarily not active. I've got too many things, Lisa. There was, I believe, 17 call outs on that. I remember the Western Berks and the other ambulance one was 6 calls and 16. But give me a second, let me see if I can find where that is. It's the EMS. There it is. Okay, I found it. Okay, so there were 17 EMS fire advisories, 7 citations issued, and 2 traffic accidents. Otherwise, it was a relatively quiet month. The police did patrol 770 miles worth of road over the course of 60 hours. Newmanstown Ambulance had 6 calls, and Western Berks had 16. Okay, going into our current items for review and discussion. We have the restoration of the current building. One of the members of the building committee board resigned, so we will have to be reviewing those candidates and deciding which one as a board that we'd like to appoint. In terms of the of restoration on the current building, the first thing that we're going to tackle is getting the pipe that goes out to the septic tank fixed. We got 2 quotes. One of them is from Septic Solutions, who has now actually changed their name. It was some sort of merger or like buyout.
Renew? I think it's Renew.
Renew, yeah. Thank you. That they had given us a quote for $9,786 to dig that out, replace the pipe, make sure everything works, and close it back up. Similarly, we got a quote from A.H. Moyer for $13,000. So at this point, I think we should move forward with the Septic Solutions one, get that on the books so that as soon as the weather turns and it gets warm, they can take it. So I'll make a motion to authorize Septic Solutions, now Renew Source, to replace the sewer line from the building to the septic tank for the quoted amount of $9,786.
I'll second it.
Motion made by Peter, second by Jesse. Roll call. Peter?
Aye.
Jesse?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, the next is the trade-in or sale of the boom mower and the grader. I think we should hold the grader for a little bit based on, and don't laugh over there, John. We should hold the grader. Yeah, well, that's you're a convert. Everybody else loves the grader. I know we're not going to get much for it, but if we do actually consider that, I think we should consider that down the road, because we're going to probably be using it for like the ball field, the soccer pitch, like anything that we're doing in the park. We're probably going to need the grader for, and we're going to spend way more than that to rent something like that than we would if we just kept it. So boom mower though. Give us some kind of ballpark figures of what would be a fair price for that before we do anything with municipal. Playground maintenance and equipment. We are looking at replacing and repairing the swings in a swing set. We got a quote. We are looking into grants. However, the complication with the grant portion of that is a lot of the more common grants, like the DCNR grant, is typically projects between 100,000 and 250,000, and they're dollar for dollar. There's also a small communities project version that is smaller amounts, but it's still 60,000 to 100,000. So we're going to be looking at other grant opportunities that might be more applicable here around the swing set. And we're going to be working with Kimberly DeRosa from Hydroterra, who helps us out with grant writing on certain things for park rehabilitation and development that would fit for the swing set. Future planning. We tend not to go into this too much, but it's kind of an open call that we keep on there, that if you have an idea, whether it's this side of the table or that side of the table, for ways to add beautification, efficiency, or capability to the township, let us know. Drop us a line, send us an email, call the township building. We're always looking to that, and we're trying to find things that we can fit into short-term or long-term, present to up to 10 years, or things that we can do that would make the township better. Short and long-term rentals. Kraft sent out the 2026 rental application letters. There's a special meeting February 2026. We do need to discuss setting a meeting date for that. What would work best, whether that's sometime in February, sometime in March. And I know this had come up at some of, I think it was the last workshop meeting, maybe the one before that. We wanted to review with Crafts what the criteria was for letters going out, because there were some people that got letters that empirically probably shouldn't have, and there were people that are in known rentals that didn't get letters. So we just want to kind of compare notes with you and make sure that we don't have anything out of alignment. Trash ordinance, letters were sent to businesses and farmers regarding the change in the ordinance that requires proof of trash and recycling that needs to be sent to the township by June 2026. This effectively removes the need for the dumpster exception because you just have to prove that you have some sort of trash removal. Doesn't necessarily have to be a dumpster. It can be pretty much anything as long as you're one of those farms or businesses that are non-residential. The annual audit.
Here, getting back to the short.
Yes,
long term,
short and long
do we
term.
want to come up with a
I
date?
mean, I'm not going to necessarily put them on the spot. Have you checked what their preferred schedule is, and then
Did I send you out dates, Lisa?
No.
In that email?
let's just say I didn't see
I didn't
anything.
see anything.
Let me go back.
Yeah, I figured you probably wouldn't be able to do that right this second, but
I know he asked me about them, but I didn't see any dates.
yeah. So let us know.
About setting up meetings, but I haven't seen any dates.
Yeah, I would say pick a night at some point that doesn't conflict with like our meeting or a planning commission meeting or something like that, and then we'll do the short and long term rental special meeting.
A little warmer, less snowy out.
Yeah, that's always good too. Let us know.
It's like March,
Yeah.
April at that point,
Yeah.
I guess.
Annual audit, as we had discussed before, Barbara Akins, yet you still have Atkins on the agenda, by the way. Barbara Akins terminated her professional relationship with the township, so we need to look at other auditors. We've gotten a proposal from Herbine for $11,500, CR&Y for $11,250, and we got one today from a firm called SEK that actually listed two options. One for $12,250 if it's done before March 31st, or $10,500 if it's done after March 31st. So I think the only thing we got to check is if there's any requirement to have it turned in by a certain date. And if it's before March 31st, I don't remember what it is off the top of my head.
There is a deadline. I can check it for you.
Yeah. Because if it's after March 31st, then they're the cheapest option. But if it's not after March 31st, then CR&Y would be the most cost-effective option. I obviously have not looked through the SEK proposal yet because we only got it today. But that's something that Jesse, Denny, and I will need to do before we discuss this at next month's meeting and make a decision. Okay, building committee touched on that briefly. Just a reminder, the monthly meetings are the third Wednesday of each month. They are public meetings, so anybody that is interested, you don't have to be part of that board. You can attend and participate and contribute to that as well. I think that's actually not only there, it's encouraged. I know they would
May
love
I
to have.
comment?
Yeah, absolutely. Please, Jesse.
Kelly. Come
She
to the
is here.
meeting.
Brief but succinct.
Yep. Roads, we are working on getting the 5-year plan of the 5-year maintenance cycle up to date and revised. Carl, if everybody in the audience here, there's a nice colorful map over there. Carl has started revising the original plan and looking at getting targeted roads specifically mapped out that we can potentially, one, have on the schedule, but two, start preparing dirt and low volume gravel road projects year over year. So we can try to apply for that every year, 1 to 2 projects, and hope we get lucky.
Yeah. Whatever free money.
Yeah, and say I'll take every cent we can get. Bollinger Road, that we're not going to have any discussion again on this item due to the potential around litigation. Hilariously, we got a review letter from the Berks County Conservation District about the State Route 419 bridge replacement project that PennDOT's doing. Apparently, PennDOT did not follow the Conservation Department rules and got a rather scathing letter. So that's on them to figure out.
Can that be removed then?
Yeah, we can take that off for next time. But I actually had to chuckle reading that because it was like,
Did you read the letter?
oh yeah, it was funny. Like if you got that sense of humor, it was funny because it was just like, basically, what are you guys doing? You're not even following your own rules. But either way, 2025 road projects, we have to approve the final pay. The total for last year's road projects was $605,172.76. That will take a pretty decent chunk out of the liquid fuels, but then we'll get turned back and allocation for that for 2026, which will help fuel this year's projects. So I'll make a motion to approve the final pay application for Total of $605,172.76.
I'll second that.
Motion made by Peter, second by Denny, roll call, Peter,
Aye.
Jesse.
Aye.
Aye.
What is that in the background?
It's, for some reason, the laptop keeps like seeing and not seeing a USB device, and I don't know if it's the camera, I don't know if it's something else, but that's the, like, you've plugged something in and unplugged something. I honestly think it's the mouse, but I don't know if I want to sacrifice using the mouse or not having the ding, so I'm just going to ignore it. I think the batteries may be going, but I don't know if it bothers me enough to mess with it right now. Road issues, we still have a sinkhole on Forge Road. This is something that Carl is working with. They're looking to see if we can get that as a high priority dirt and low volume gravel road grant projects, along with a couple others. And Wintersville Road, there's a sinkhole there. It's a little smaller than the one at Forge, but we're trying to figure out exactly how to do that because of the nature of the pipe that's currently there. If we end up having to replace it, it's going to have to be a box culvert. And for everybody that remembers a couple years ago, box culverts are very expensive, but we got to do it. We got to do it. Otherwise the road might have to close.
I think if we're able to make a temporary repair to it, I don't think we'll have to go to. We
We'll
will.
eventually, but yeah, if we can limp a couple of years out of it and maybe try to get some funding through either liquid fuels or some other means, that's ideal, because that,
That's the TGLBR.
is it eligible for?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So that, I mean, if we could get that on that too, that'd be fantastic. But anything we can do to keep it serviceable for the time being is, I'll say, the Band-Aid solution for the moment. Business related projects. There's no new news on Blue Spruce. 85 Main Street. Engineer Road is working with Attorney McFarland about the holding tank agreement. Any updates on that, or is that still just kind of humming along?
No update for tonight, but we will have an update now that you appointed an SEO.
Okay.
So we can certainly move that forward.
Okay, fantastic. Alden on 6 will be resubmitting their NPDES application. Colin and I have a meeting with the developer coming up as well to discuss some finer points around the NPDES and some of the other items that are still sort of in contention. Martin's Church. This is the one for the new building with some additions, gravel area, etc. I think they have not submitted the stormwater management plan yet, was where I left off.
Martin's Church, there was going to be no land development required. They have their ENS and PCSM approvals as far as I'm aware. We're actually waiting right now for the building permit submission.
Okay.
And then we can marry those stormwater approvals to the building permit submission when that's received. So they're pretty far along.
Okay, excellent. Okay. Then the Gerald Weaver project at 875 School Road. This is a new dairy barn, concrete storage pad, gravel driveways, infiltration basin, etc. We received the plan on November 19th, and it's going over to you for review.
Yep, so that will also need an NPDES permit. They have submitted that. They received an incompleteness review essentially from the Berks County Conservation District, which means they must make some changes and resubmit. Once they do that, we'll receive a revised plan and we can move forward.
Okay. Okay, and then business projects. I did look. We do have planner. We don't have project, but we do have planner on our E1 license. So we'll work on getting everybody kind of up to speed on that, and we can start tracking tasks.
Fantastic.
Okay, new business equipment. We are going to need to look at audio and video stuff, so we don't have to keep using mine. I'll send you guys an email, but there's a good panoramic camera that's not expensive, and I think based on kind of the layout that we have, that's going to be our best friend. It's about $100, but you can hit all sides of the table, so you'll be able to see Lisa and even Abby on meetings.
So there's no hiding anymore?
No hiding. And then it would just be getting a little like speaker microphone, like tabletop unit. They're not expensive. I'll find a good one on Amazon. So probably in the neighborhood of 150 to $200, and then we can just have something that looks here.
Super.
Like I said, I'll circulate that then, but I found a good camera that seems to.
Can I make a comment on that? Can we just
Yeah,
approve
sure.
Peter? Can we just approve Peter for a dollar amount on that and then trust him enough that he's in IT to make the purchases and just get the equipment?
I mean, I'm
I'm good with
okay,
that.
I'm okay with that if you're okay with that, so, one of you guys want a motion rather than just me doing it?
How much do we need, Peter?
I would say just to be safe, I'll do it through the Amazon that we have, so we don't have to pay tax, but I'd say call it $200.
Why don't we make it 3 fires and stuff?
Yeah, let's say
Yeah.
whatever buffer you want to give me, I'll certainly come in under.
Yep, I agree with that 100%. I mean, I'll make a motion to allow Peter McCarthy to purchase all the audio equipment and panoramic cameras that we need if that's possible. For
Sure it is.
300, for up to $300, if that's what needs to happen.
I'll second that.
Motion made by Jesse, seconded by Denny, roll call Peter,
Aye,
Jesse.
I,
Aye.
okay, I'll get that ordered. I'll work with Lisa. So like I said, it's on the right Amazon account where we don't have to pay tax on things.
thank
Back
you,
to
Peter.
credit cards.
Yes.
At this point with this past storm.
Yeah.
And the storm, the one we had the week
Before
before,
that.
we literally just got our credit cards replenished.
Yeah,
His is max, mine's max, because I helped him get gas for the truck.
Yeah.
So between now and when it gets replenished, which
Yeah.
is the middle of February.
Yeah.
You have a card and Jesse has a card.
if you need it, let me know. We
You
need to,
might-
we need to talk
You
to,
might have to, get hold of
That's-
you guys to help,
yeah, that's, just let us know.
yeah.
We do need to raise the limits on the credit cards though. So I think that's Elan Financial.
Yes,
That's
and
the
I'm
card?
working, that's what I'm working on, all that stuff,
Okay.
but until everything gets
Yeah.
taken care
Well,
of,
I'm
generally
generally speaking a stone's throw away. So if somebody needs gas, they're out plowing or something like that, let me know. I'll trundle my way up to whatever gas station or, hop on the tractor.
I was gonna say, is there no other way? It is, like,
Yeah.
if you're in the area.
Yeah.
You need fuel.
Yeah,
Carl's all on the other side of the township. Right.
yeah.
I mean, is there no other way, like, you can't have an extra part of fuel?
So
Wexton.
So we looked into like fleet cards, but nobody wanted to give a township of our size a fleet card.
Is there a way to allow our road crew, let's just say we have a lead road crew guy, which of course would be Carl as roadmaster. What if Carl as roadmaster says, okay, my second in command, I want him to have a card. So then we issue him a card. But I also feel that maybe one of us should meet with Pam at, Fulton Bank down here and say, hey, here's our issue with the cards. What credit limit can we get? And we need to have a prepared township. The only problem with it is we just need to watch the statements. I'm not really, I
Well,
am not
just-
personally worried about the limit. I'm more
food for
personally
thought
worried
here.
about people watching the statements, if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Food for thought here. We can talk to Pam, and I don't know if Pam's gonna be the right person actually,
Yeah, I was
because
gonna say, I already
Bolton-
did talk to her and she referred me back
yeah,
to.
Holton doesn't do their
Okay.
cards directly. Sublet it
Okay.
out to somebody else. But
Gotcha.
one of the things that we could do specifically for that additional road crew card is you can get a secured credit card, which is basically we put $500 into an account and then they
Mhm.
draw against. And then we replenish it. But again, we just have to reconcile the statement to make sure that it's being used correctly, but we could then.
It'd almost be easier if you had.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Is there a way
And
that
that-
we can attach a unit number to a truck and attach that card to that unit number, if that makes
Well,
sense?
I would-
And
I
or
would
that piece of
almost-
equipment.
I would say yes and no. We just maybe have 2 or 3 cards like that and sign them out. So like, okay, John's gonna go out plowing. John signs the card out. When he comes back, he says, I spent $50 on gas. So we know, okay, exactly. That we can sort of do a like clock in, clock out situation on that.
Okay, so
I'll look into
So-
that too alongside Lisa.
we would have to kind of keep a manual log, almost like an old school time card, because
Old school
what-
like check register essentially.
right, because if John goes out there, I mean, the office might not be open, right? So he might have to go
Well-
out at 8:30 at night.
Well, yeah, and that's fine. You hold on to it and you turn it in when you turn your time card in or whatever.
Right, okay.
And to your point, Jesse, main thing is we had to keep an eye on the statements and
Mhm.
just make sure,
Yep,
Yeah.
diligence. Yeah, I think we
Yep.
can find a mechanism for that, but we definitely need to raise the limit on Carl's
Yeah,
card
Carl
for
needs
sure,
to
because
live in-
Carl, within the height of plowing, he can very easily go through the limit.
I think we filled up
Yeah.
one tractor.
twice.
Yeah.
Just that one day. I'm actually over limit on mine. It's at 590 and I do another 300 on hers.
So,
Mine's back.
Just for fuel.
yeah. So the use has changed a little bit. We need to adjust.
I mean,
what
we
it's set
also
to.
have, we also have that diesel tank. at
Yeah.
It's
Does-
actually, it's
does
under
that-
mine,
does that-
I think, yeah.
Always have diesel on hand back there.
Yeah,
So look, so farmers, right?
The whole account, so you
That's
gotta
fair.
see what.
So farmers usually don't have an underground tank. We don't need an underground tank. What if we even, let's say the old tank isn't usable, right? Worst case scenario, the old tank.
no, there's nothing that, we're talking about the
Well,
above
then,
ground tank.
then let's fill it.
Well, I was
That would
gonna,
be a lot easier.
yeah, let's fill it.
I
And
wouldn't fill the gas tank.
no, the gas tank, I
There's no
think
reason
is,
to have a gas tank like that. for
Yeah.
us.
the diesel tank, and maybe when we look at the pole building, we look at getting a newer, bigger tank for the diesel. Yeah,
I mean, I know that's where I work, we have an outside tank.
Yeah. Yeah.
Recycling they're there that same afternoon, they'll put 30 gallons in whatever you need.
yeah, I think that's, we should honestly do both. We should look at the temporary cards, because they're good in a pinch. If there's a situation where like we run out of fuel or the fuel has a problem or something, that we're not completely sandbagged on that. But alternatively, you're right. It would be good to have the fuel on hand. You don't, it's less fuss and muss because you don't have to drive anywhere or hit it up, and you get a cheaper price on it. So I will agree with both of those things. Thoughts, guys?
Go with that,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that
Set
they're
up and put it.
Yeah.
eyeing up another storm next weekend, so,
End of beginning of February.
yeah.
It's relatively small. I think it's like 150.
That's, it's a little more than that.
Really? You think?
That's probably about 300 or 400.
400?
Yeah, that's at least.
Okay.
It's bigger than a fuel tank in your house. at
But in
175.
the event of power. Gas station.
Yeah, you need to be able to, yeah, I think that's a prudent move to have that on hand, but I still think it's good that, plus the cards, just cover both bases. Okay, unfortunately, Dan Klein tendered his resignation as the treasurer, so we'll need to looking into getting a replacement treasurer. I think we should put that out on Indeed, just like we did with the secretary positions a while ago. Carl, we did get your wife's resume, so thank you for sending that in. I will read the resignation, which is extremely short and sweet, into record. It's to the Marion Township Supervisors. Please accept this as my written resignation letter effective January 22nd, 2025. Regards, Daniel R. Klein. So I will make a motion to accept Dan's resignation as treasurer.
I'll second that.
Motion made by Peter, second by Denny, roll call, Peter,
Aye.
Jesse,
Aye.
Denny.
Aye.
Okay, and then I think just as a,
One thing
yeah.
I will say is for record, I appreciate everything that Dan Klein has done. And I appreciate that he did a very, very good job at showing us exactly what was in these accounts. I actually knew more with Dan Klein in there, knowing that I got to know the statement at the meeting than the entire time I was ever at the township. So I appreciate that he did that in his way, that he did his statements and his reports to the township in what was in our accounts.
I'm immensely grateful to Dan too, and I wouldn't necessarily say it was more. It was definitely different though. So, I think we should definitely make a motion to post something looking for a part-time treasurer onto Indeed. So I'll make a motion to authorize.
At what pay rate?
What is the pay rate that we said? 2350. Yeah, I didn't remember that off the top of my head. Make a motion to post, prepare a job description and post a help wanted ad to Indeed for a pay rate of $23.50 for a part-time treasurer.
And how many hours are we promising? How many hours are we promising a week?
Yeah.
You don't know their experience.
Doesn't matter. That's the rate.
Yeah, that's the rate. We set the rate. Do you guys think like 10 hours, up to 10 hours a week is sufficient for that? I think that's probably more than is needed, but going under the premise that when they're coming in, they're gonna need to learn, so it's gonna take them longer to get their feet under them. Either way, I mean, that could
I
be lumped into the preparation of the job description and posting too. Or does that specifically have to be in the motion?
No, it doesn't, no, it doesn't.
Okay. So how about we do this? We'll leave it slightly open in the sense that we authorize Lisa with input from the board to prepare the job description and job posting, including the $23.50 per hour, as well as expectations for weekly hours to be put on Indeed, looking for a part-time treasurer. Any issues there?
No,
Okay.
we've obviously budgeted for the position.
Oh, yeah.
That's fine.
Okay,
I'll second that.
thank you.
Motion made by Peter, second by Denny, roll call, please.
Aye.
Jesse,
Aye.
Aye.
Next is Conrad Weiser, School District, Berks County, TCC Executive Committee. There needs to be a appointment of what the actual position term is, but Keegan Worley will no longer be serving in that capacity from Wilmersdorf Borough. We need to put in our recommendation or endorsement. There are two people that are primary and I believe backup for that. That is Kevin Snyder and Elizabeth Miller, respectively. We would need to do this effectively through a resolution 2026-3.
Right, so the school district as a territory is appointing persons to represent it at or before the Berks County Tax Collection Committee. And the resolution would appoint Kevin Snyder as primary and Elizabeth Miller as alternate. So we have a motion to adopt that resolution.
I will make a motion to adopt resolution 2026-3.
I will second that.
motion made by Peter, second by Denny, roll call, Peter.
Aye.
Jesse.
Aye.
Denny.
Aye.
Next item on the agenda is the pole building. We're going to be looking at getting quotes on that. I believe that's largely a Jesse and Carl sort of endeavor. However, if you need help, just let us know. But the thinking here is we can get a pole building that will replace the existing salt shed and build out a better garage space rather than using the existing building, which really is not suited for that. And then be able to move from here to there while we do renovations on the actual building. And then with the ultimate goal of moving back into the original building. We also received a veterans tax exemption request from James Donadini of 198 Sweet Birch Lane. We approved that at the January workshop meeting and waited until tonight to announce it. So request approved.
Thank you.
And the last item is the 4050 Conrad Weiser Parkway Tuck Me In. We ratified and approved at the January workshop meeting for preparation, submission, prosecution, and execution of the administrative search warrant by township officials, along with any necessary enforcement actions, including but not limited to an issue of condemnation notice for building number 3.
Right, so I'll just explain and give the board an update quickly.
Okay.
I'll keep it general and broad for obvious reasons, but obviously this property has had code enforcement issues for a long time. Some of those issues are evident just by looking at the property from the right of way. And in mid-December, the windstorm blew over the utility pole onto the top of the back building, building 3 at the property, which is one of the 2 structures that contains motel rooms. And that the pole hitting the structure compromised some of the roof and caused the electric to shut off. Kraft condemned the units affected immediately due to potentially unsafe, dangerous, and uninhabitable conditions, including obviously the roof being compromised and the lack of heat. The property owner repaired the damage pretty quickly, but also removed the condemnation placard before Kraft could verify that the electricity had returned. So that was kind of the proverbial straw that broke the camel's back with respect to several code violations that were noticed but unaddressed. And so at that point, we proceeded to file an administrative search warrant application with the local district justice, who granted that. And then we served that administrative warrant upon the property over a series of 2 days. The people there included Glenn Bertolette, the code officer, myself, and you, Peter, and then another representative at Craft who has or had experience as a fire chief in the area. And as a result of that administrative warrant inspection, we identified dozens of code violations ranging from, fire safety to sanitation, to ingress egress concerns with respect to accessing the second floor, structural problems. And so, as a result of that inspection, we ultimately issued 3 notices, one for each building. Building 3, which again is the building in the back, that has 2 floors, was the worst. And currently, the property owner is in the compliance period or the time frame during which the repairs can be made. Depending upon what repairs are made and when and to what extent, may dictate whether or not the township ultimately needs to take the next step in condemning that specific building. So that's kind of where we are on that matter.
If memory serves me, there were like 63 unique violations on
It was a
building.
60-page letter.
Yeah, it was
for
60,
building
yeah,
3.
yeah.
It was substantial code violations, along with not just the severity, but number at the property. Yep. The inspection made it evident that the property was not being adequately maintained as the property maintenance code requires. I mean, the smell and the condition of some of the units, frankly, were shocking.
It was jarring.
We're shocking. So we don't really need to say any more than that, other than we applied for the administrative search warrant, using a lot of information and probable cause to assert that the building had serious issues. The administrative inspection confirmed those issues, and notices were ultimately sent, and we're in the appeal / compliance period currently.
Okay, very good.
And I will say, I do understand that the property owner has actually recently contacted Craft to open up a dialogue about the most severe violations that need to be addressed within the 20 days from issuing the notice. The notices were sent in mid-January, so the property owner has until early to mid-February to again remediate the most significant violations that were identified.
Okay. There's no old business or archived stuff that we need to bring up, so brings us into the comments period. I don't have anything other than stay warm. Fingers crossed we don't get any more snow, but it's supposed to be bitterly cold. So make sure that you're staying warm and you're looking after your neighbors. Make sure that they stay warm. Be prepared if there's a power outage or anything like that. If you need help, don't hesitate to call for help. Benny.
I just want to reiterate that for the planning of the snowstorm, John did a great job leading it, but everybody kicked in. It was one of the best meetings I've seen. I've seen a lot of meetings, and usually the result of things like that is you don't have big issues because everybody's prepared. And if anything happens, it's still not a major issue because you got it covered. So I appreciate everybody who was involved in that.
Yeah. Thank you all around again. Like I said earlier, I think this really shows how well things can be done. It's a perfect example of what to do right. So thank you.
Peter, can you give me one thing?
Yeah.
Lisa officially did call for the meeting. She asked me about having a meeting because we were going back and forth with text and whatnot, but I did get everybody else invited.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
not
Lisa,
initially
thank you.
involved.
Teamwork.
So I want to give her credit that.
Thank you,
she
Lisa.
initiated it, because we were just going back and forth for days on it. So.
Teamwork makes the dream work, but thank you, Lisa, for putting the right idea out there.
Nothing better than getting heads right in the same.
Yes, exactly.
Jesse, any comments for you?
Yes. So again, I will reiterate what Dennis said, but I also want to thank Carl for his major effort with this snowstorm. I also want to thank Carl again for servicing the grader before the snowstorm. About 4 months in advance, it was serviced, new batteries were put in, he changed the oil with his daughter. I greatly appreciate that. I also want to thank John Claypool for getting out there with him and the others that he had called upon to help with that snowstorm, because I saw them all out there. I saw the grader out there. I saw the trucks, the tractors. It was a great team effort. I mean, I'm proud of all of you, so thank you.
Lisa, anything for you?
Basically what everybody's saying, it sounds like everybody did a great job and with getting everybody together and ready to go for any type of emergency and plowing, and let's hope we don't get anything any more this year, and
Yep.
try to stay warm.
Okay. Carl.
We only had a couple minor complaints and phone calls, and they were taken care of.
That's good. It's excellent.
Well, they were like early though, they were.
Yeah.
And they were actually nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? Good. Yeah, I saw that one thing on Facebook that somebody immediately commented on, like, shut it down of like, look, it's gonna get done when it gets done. Yeah. Yeah.
We'll have a discussion about that one.
Yeah. Okay, Colin, anything for you? We need to, we do need to have an executive session.
Executive session just to discuss a few different topics.
Okay.
Personnel with respect to filling the treasurer's vacancy, and then potential litigation as it relates to the following your road still matter.
Okay. Brian, anything for you?
No, once again, thank you. There's a couple projects that we were made aware of. I think we're pretty well caught up on them. I had a virtual meeting yesterday with the engineer for Alden on 6th. I do anticipate that project coming back in and there being a need for a planning commission meeting in the near future. So more to come on that. And I also discussed the project for Blue Spruce Market today with their engineer. Colin sent me some paperwork on that. So I think we're up to speed on that one as well. I think we're getting to be in a good spot here. So hopefully that'll allow us to start taking on some new stuff and moving forward.
So we're all happy to have you on board. Okay, last but not least, Glenn, anything for you?
Nothing for me.
Okay, well, in that case, I'll make a motion to, I guess, recess the meeting for an executive session. The time is 8:08.
Well, I don't expect any action.
Okay, so we can just adjourn.
Correct.
Okay, so there will be no actions on that. So I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting. The time is now 8:08.
I'll second that.
Motion made by Peter, second by Denny, roll call Peter.
Aye.
Jesse.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Take care.
So that's still-
Jesse, hang tight. Don't disconnect.
Is that still beeping?
Yeah,
It's not the mouse?
Not the mouse.